Welcome back, all our 40K fanatics out there. So Lane and I are about to record our battle report, and just want to give you guys a heads up. We are in the window of data slates possibly getting released. So hopefully we can get this game out there before all the data slate updates and the point changes and everything else. But if not, we are still presenting and bringing this video out to you guys. Our last game of the Pariah Nexus before the new mission packs, which I think they're just calling chapter approved. So hope you guys enjoy. And as always, thanks for watching. You're going to clean this up, right?
I mean, you're supposed to clean it up. If you want them to go away, you're going to have to kill them.
But we're going to have to deploy, so you're going to have to...
I am deployed. They infiltrate, so they have infiltrated.
Welcome back, our 40K fanatics out there. I'm DJ.
And I'm Lane.
And we're here for another Warhammer 40K battle report. I'm playing the Necron character list. Can you tell what Lane's playing?
I'm bringing all the Poxwalkers, guys.
This is going to be a lot of bodies. 120, to be exact.
No. It starts with 120.
120 on the list.
And then I get 30 more throughout the game through the detachment ability. And turns 2, 3, and 4, I gain a 10-man squad of Poxwalkers in reserve. So it's 150 you have to deal with.
I said I wanted Horde. And that's what we're getting today. We're getting Horde. So last matchup, and I've talked about a bunch, played against Vanguard Tyranids. I felt like I played too reserved and that I could have done better into Horde. Lane is so courteously not only bringing me Horde, but actually something that we're seeing pop up a little more in the meta. At first, people were kind of like, oh, this is just cute. It's just adorable. And now it's seeming like the Poxwalker spam is doing pretty well.
DeathGuard is a pretty deep codex.
It is.
I know GW is probably going to nerf them at some point. We don't know if it'll be right away in the coming balanced data slate here. But there's a lot of stuff that's pretty good play. Some friends of ours, Josh, friend of the channel, used them in RTT and did pretty well with them. It's just kind of hard to deal with. They are toughness 4. They don't have an armor save. They have a 7-up. But they have a 5-up, feel no pain. So 1 damage stuff isn't that effective into them. You know, a lot of times when you're dealing with hordes, like it's T3, but this just is T4. Yeah, so like bolters aren't that great because they're wounding on 4s. And they've got a 5-up, feel no pain. So it just kind of adds up. So they're not going to put out that much damage, but they do have lethals when they punch. So a blob of 20 is going to get 40 attacks with lethals. And that could add up to some damage throughout the game. So we'll see how they play. The nice thing is the 120 Poxwalkers is only 780 points. So I have other stuff in my army too.
Right. And when you start building into your list and you have your core, I mean, while these guys are action monkeys, they're holding objectives, they infiltrate, so they get up the field. There is a lot of actual value that you're getting out of such a weak in all other aspects unit. The 5-up feel no pain is nice. The toughness 4 is nice on them. But the biggest thing is just, you get so much other value out of them. Well, and it's only that 700 points. Like you said, it's very cheap for 120 Poxwalkers. So you still have a lot of room for other good DeathGuard units. Yeah. For me, I'm bringing the character lists. We started working on this. Now that Lane has his GT passed, we're both getting ready for the next one. And this one I'm going to. So I'm deciding what I want to play still, because we're looking at balanced data slates this week, which we're going to see hopefully after this video post, because that's the worst, is putting up a battle report and then everything changes.
Depending on when you're watching this video, we have not seen the balanced data slate yet. It hasn't released yet, so we don't have, there's some rumor videos floating around, but we don't know anything about
Rumors about CP gaining changes, Overwatch changes, Necrons, blah, blah, blah. Nothing to DeathGuard yet, which is scary, but there is a lot of rumors out there. We know we'll probably see it this week. Hopefully we get this battle report out before that. That's going to be my goal. But yeah, enough about the bookkeeping. Let's get over to the list. Lane, tell us what you got.
All right, this is 1,990 points of DeathGuard in the Shamblerot Vectorium. Now, if you want more details on the units, the data sheets, the enhancements, the stratagems, how we plan to use everything in the game, please check out our separate army list videos where we go through all of that. But for now, here's a quick rundown. For characters, I do have 5 of them. We have 2 Lords of Virulence that will be going solo. We do have a Malignant Plaguecast that will be joining some Poxwalkers, and his enhancement is the Sorrow Siphon. We do have a Noxious Blightbringer that will be joining Poxwalkers as the Lord of the Walking Pox, and we do have Typhus as well. For Battle Line, I have 6 20-man squads of Poxwalkers, 120 starting off with. We have, among our vehicles, we do have a Predator Destructor. We have 3 Fetid Bloat Drones with Blight Launchers, and we do have 2 single-man Myphitic Blight Hauler squads and a 2-man Myphitic Blight Hauler. That's it. We got a bunch of Poxwalkers, a bunch of vehicles. DJ, what are you bringing today?
All right, so unlike Lane, I'm going to do this in reverse order. First, the other units that I'm taking, other data sheets that I'm taking, nothing. The battle line units that we're taking today are nothing. We are 19 character units, 21 models in total. So we have the Silent King leading off. We have 2 Catacomb Command Barges all set to start doing some shooting. 2 Locust Lords with Nanoscarab Caskets. 2 Hexmark Destroyers, 1 Rock in the Veil. 2 of Lane's favorite Necrons, the Psychomancers.
Aww.
3 Overlords with Tachyon Arrows. 3 of the Plasmancers, one of which has the enhancement to give reroll 1s to hit. And then we have 3 Scorpack Lords, one with a 4-up, Feel No Pain. So he's like a mini Xeris. And we don't just have the mini Xeris. We got the big boy himself. The Indestructible. The champion of the Crons. At 185 points.
I don't get it.
A Luminar Xeris. Tougher than a Warlord Titan.
Well, I wouldn't say Warlord Titan, but he's about on par with an Imperial Knight in terms of how hard he is to kill, thanks to the 4-up Invuln, and was it 4-up?
2-up, 4-up, 4-up, Feel No Pain, toughness 9, toughness 8, 9 wounds, and he's infantry. He can roll that like a slinky. He walks downstairs, comes over in pairs, and goes right through your walls.
Yeah,
on a big dreadnought base.
Okay. Yeah, definitely an infantry. Meaning my Myphitic Blight Haulers don't get their bonuses into them. So great. We'll see how that goes.
Nice. So basically my list, it's the Awakened Dynasty. I do it for 1 stratagem so I can stand my characters back up. In a lot of ways, because of the style of this list, it's basically like I just return an entire unit to the field. And as we've seen in the past, when GW keeps nerfing abilities that give you free units, it will let you bring units back. It's like, once per game. Those abilities are very strong for that reason. And so in a lot of ways for me, I can just replicate units because they're coming back at half strength. And then most of the time, I'm going right into reanimation protocol, so I'm healing them for D3.
Yep.
So many times my Scorepipe Lords are just back at full health.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big part of it. What it was with the Vanguard Tyranids, though, is Horde matchups. I am a very small army. Again, 21 models in total, so the Horde matchup becomes difficult. This time, though, I'm going to try something a little different, and I am going to do fixed objectives for this one.
Why? What possibly could you be taking against my army?
So first of all, we will be taking Assassinate, because you have 5 characters.
I sure do.
I do have to destroy all 5 of the characters. Kind of a tall task there, but if I can get
you don't have to.
If I can get 3 or 4 of them, it's still a good amount of points.
Yeah, 4 points apiece, so...
Right.
Even if you get 3 of them, 12, 4, 16, yeah.
Right. And then, but the one that I really think I'm going to get the 20 on, almost guaranteed, is Call the Horde. I have to kill 4 Poxwalker units. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah, it's 5 points apiece for 20 men.
Right. So I feel like that's a safer one. Given the fact of how much you cover the table, that could put me at risk of a lot of secondaries where I'm just not able to score because I can't get into those things. Engage on all fronts is going to be tough. Cleanse is going to be tough. Any of those things that cause me to have to spread out, I feel like a lot of the other secondaries are going to be very difficult. So even though Assassinate might be difficult for me to get maximum on, I can get maximum on it in theory. Mm-hmm. And any points I get on that is still going to be value because it's almost guaranteed. I should, knock on wood, get my 20 points off Call the Horde. Won't be getting the extra CP, but I got 1 stratagem to use. I'm okay.
Yeah, it's actually, the Call the Horde is pretty good for you because of, well, obviously the fact that I have so many hordes, but also the Silent King's indirect. Mm-hmm. Even if I've got a Poxwalker squad down to 3 or 4 models, if I run and hide him somewhere, he can just shoot them out of
That's a very, very, very good point.
Yeah.
Yes. Being that Necrons don't typically have a lot of access to that indirect, it's very nice to have with him and having the reroll ones. So one thing I am interested to see, we'll see if it plays out any time in this game, is the Silent King's ability to shift over to the ignore modifiers.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's going to play into it. So we'll have to see if that actually comes up in this game. And yeah, I'm ready to play. All right. Odd or even lane?
We're not throw those. No, you're
odd or even lane?
No, don't throw them, my babies. Even.
Just roll it. There you go. And okay, it is even. So you can't say
perfect.
You can't even say I cheated it. Okay, so it is even. I have no infiltrators. You do. You want to deploy first or second?
I'll drop first. I got to start dropping. Might as well get a start on it because I got a lot of models to put out here.
And we'll be back after deployment. I'm not helping you.
All right. Well, I don't want you to touch my babies anyways.
All right, we are deployed. Lane, tell everyone what we are doing here today.
Oh, we are playing the most glorious game of Warhammer 40,000. Today's deployment is Search and Destroy. Kind of hard to tell because my poxwalkers can infiltrate all over the place, but that's what we got. Our mission rule is raise the banners. I took the option of picking this one because I've got 120 battle line models plus 30 more in reserve. So yeah, we're battle line. And then our primary mission is going to be supply drop. This will be interesting. This is what we usually call Alpha and Omega, where some of the objectives disappear. Now, because we have seen previews of the new mission deck, we are using the new mission deck rule for this, where we just decided that the center objective would be the last one to remain, and we rolled for the other two in no man's land. So this one will be disappearing at the start of turn 4, and that one over there will disappear at the start of turn 5.
All right, so as far as deployment, I did opt to deploy one of my hex marks, so I only have one in Deep Strike. Since I am doing Fixed again, I am doing Call the Horde and Assassinate for this one because, well, Lane brought the Horde, and he's got 5 characters, so we'll try and get those guys too to get those extra points. For this mission, the home field objective marker means absolutely nothing for me. But I did deploy a hex mark back here. This is the one with the veil, so I can pick them up later on. Because although my home deployment zone and my home objective marker might mean nothing to me, this area could mean something to Lane, so I want to deny those points. Otherwise, we are ready to get out there whooping and a walloping. We're just hiding behind the walls a little bit, ready to pop out with these guys, just in case Lane goes first. I didn't want him to get any random extra shots on me. Xeris has lone op capabilities. And then over here, we're using this rune to hide the Silent King, some Locust Lords. We got an Overlord over here. My Overlords are spread out today. We got one over here as well. Not as concerned with the reroll ones to hit from the Silent King buff, just because Lane's vehicles are a little bit softer. There's no big chunky target like a Land Raider or a Knight. So hitting them or missing them, I'm okay with. We still got 2 by the King, so we do have a little bit of reliability there. But I don't need them as reliable today. We can still punch them with things like the Scorpack Lords hitting at strike 10. Psychomancers are out at each corner to help zone out when Lane starts bringing in reserves of Poxwalkers. And then we're just going to get out there and try and score some objectives. You know, now we know this one's disappearing first, so we're probably going to try and get more aggressive over there. But, you know, if Lane just hands me a couple points off this one, I might have to take it. All right, Lane, what are you doing?
DJ was a little disappointed. He said I didn't have enough models on the table. He thought I'd be filled up more. And I kind of bunched my Poxwalkers together because I just didn't want them to get all shot away right away. So we did kind of crowd them up in some buildings. And I do have 20 Poxwalkers in reserve. Plus, I'll be getting 30 more throughout the game. I do have 2 of my bloat drones and a Lord of Virulence in reserve as well. So we have infiltrating Poxwalkers. Of course, if we attach a character, we can't infiltrate them. So we have the Lord of, the Malignant Plaguecaster leading this squad. I have a solo Lord of Virulence here just to give me reroll 1s to hit when I'm shooting at stuff. We have Typhus's Poxwalker squad here, an infiltrating squad of Poxwalkers there, and then we have an infiltrating squad of Poxwalkers there. And then, of course, our tanks spread out there.
Yeah, you got 2 of these 3 guys. These are all solo, though, correct?
This is a 2-man, 1-man, 1-man.
Okay, so you have 4 of them. You have 2 and a 1 and a 1.
Mm-hmm.
Are there max size 2-mans now?
Yeah, that's max 2.
All right, just curious. And then the Predator back here.
Yep.
All right, so Lane, how are you feeling? You want to go first or second at
No,
this?
I don't know. I don't know what to expect, man. Don't make me make decisions already.
I would love to go second. That's my call. And I get my wish. Looks like the DeathGuard will be going first. No scout moves in this game. So, Lane, it's time to play the game.
Okay, for my first turn, I pulled Recover Assets and Sabotage. So, getting a couple actions out of the way here. Handy that we can infiltrate all over the place. So, we just kind of pushed everything forward. These guys stayed here. Controlling that objective is a good thing for them to do. I was able to advance the Blight Haulers over here so they can be safe. Kind of moved everything up. Typhus's unit came up here, and they also touched the home field objective. So, because of Raise the Banners, home field doesn't score us any primary in this game, but yeah, me raise the banner point. We'll see what happens to those guys. Hopefully, they live forever. We moved this unit, advanced them onto the objective, and we brought in from reserve on turn 1. I forget his name. I haven't used this model in forever. I don't think I've ever put him on the battlefield. He's got a cool belt. I forget his name. He had the enhancement that lets me come in from reserve turn 1. Really just because I have to come in from reserve and 6 inches from the table. It's just not enough to get on the objective. So I'm bringing them in now so I can contest this objective later. Other than that, we do have these guys are going to sabotage. We've got this Myphitic Blight Hauler that is going to recover assets. We've got this squad that is also going to recover assets because they infiltrated. And we did score most of our Raise the Banners turn 1 because Poxwalkers are battle line. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4 Raise the Banner points. So that's it for my turn. Didn't get to shoot anything, not going to charge anything. On to DJ.
All right, so we moved. We are doing Call the Horde and Assassinate, so we're not worried about anything else with secondaries. It's all about doing damage. So we need to make sure we remove at least 4 squads of Poxwalkers, and yeah, and then score some primaries. So for right now, we're kind of ignoring this objective. May come back to this a little bit later after we do some work to the center, but center being the end game, it kind of makes sense for me to push towards that. Big 15 at the end could be a huge swing. So I do know this objective is leaving first. We're going to still try and prevent Lane from getting points and try and get some points ourselves. So we positioned the Score Pack and the Locust. 8 and 7 inch charge needed for them to get onto that. And then we have our Barge as well as the Silent King prepped to start kind of harassing this squad back here. So we're trying to do some damage and try and get some of these squads weakened to score those points. These overlords are in position, so if Lane decides to move out or getting defense, we have some overlords here to protect and then start making ways over to that objective and then figure out their lives later. So we're still zoning out our backfield because Lane's going to get a free squad of 10 Poxwalkers next turn. He could deep strike them, and I don't want to give him easy access to some of his secondaries while I'm getting a hold of mine. As well, we do have just a massive gob of things that we're throwing at the center, and hopefully something will stick its charge. I think he's good. The rest of them we'll see. We'll let the dice decide. So, and then these guys are just back here staged in position for when Lane starts making some moves, because he does have quite a bit in reserve still with the bloat drones as well as the Lord of Virulence. So I don't want to expose too much and want to kind of see what he's going to do with his army, especially since these guys are just shooting threat. Speaking of shooting, we got some guns. We're going to do a little shooting. Well, that went extremely poorly. Hopefully that's not a telltale sign of how this game is going to go. So we did shoot. We picked up 6 from this Poxwalker squad, combined with the Catacomb as well as the Silent King. And then we declared charges.
You declared charges?
Failed. 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 Failed with a real roll. Locust Lord made it. Where'd he go? Oh, he's dead. Because he got Typhus smacked him really good, and then the Poxwalkers just wiggled at him until he fell over. So not a good start. The squad is battle shocked right now, but they're going to be unbattle shocked in Lane's turn. Just I wanted to kind of turn off any stratagems, giving that plus strength, because I thought I was going to hit him with more dudes. Probably could have went on the Silent King for boosted the rerolls, but I then would have kind of put the king out of position. So, all right, it's only turn 1, so let's see how the DeathGuard answer back.
So for this turn, first of all, I called the Horde. DJ does not have hordes.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I counted. So I pulled Defend Stronghold and Bring It Down. Not a lot of Bring It Down choices, but we do actually have some eyes that we can put on things. So I'm going to try and kill maybe 2 Catacomb Command Marches. We'll see how it goes. I just pushed these guys forward here. This Myphitic Blight Hauler snuck out so he can see that guy. that command barge. These guys came in reserve, and so they're going to be able to shoot at that command barge. The Lord of Virulence also popped up here, so we can see and spot that one and give us reroll hits there. Predator can see him. Blighthauler can see him. Typhus can see him, so he can try and do his mortals there if he needs to. And this Blighthauler here. So maybe we'll pop him. If we're lucky, we might get 2 command barges. We'll see how it goes. He is -1 to wound because of shenanigans. So
if your weapon's stronger than my toughness.
Yeah. These guys are just chilling here. I don't want to bring them out quite yet. We might need them later in the game. So we're in a good position to hold what we got. So let's do a little bit of shooting. All right, so this went really well for the DeathGuard. Of course, we get some efficiency from the full rerolls from the Lord of Virulence. So what happened was the first bloat drone kind of whiffed. I only rolled 1 on my number of shots, and I think I got a couple wounds on DJ, but on the command barge, but DJ made both the saves. The next one rolled more shots and was able to actually pick up the command barge by himself. That caused the command barge to explode and do 2 mortals to the Psychomancer and 2 to this guy here, the Scorpic Lord. Then the Lord of Virulence to use his good old flamer to finish off the Psychomancer. You guys know that makes me happy to see a Psychomancer die. Here, this Myphetic Blighthauler shot the
Locust Lord.
Locust Lord, and killed him. I chose him as my target, even though this guy is wounded, because he is not infantry, so he could not resurrect him. Over here, we did the business. I forget which did the shooting here, but we marked that Catacomb command barge with the other Lord of Virulence shot.
He shot first.
Yeah, he got some damage through.
Then he came through.
He came through and got him down to 1. And then I used Typhus's mortal wound ability just to finish him off.
Yep.
Predator shot a little bit, took this guy down to 1.
Yep.
And as much as it'd be fun to charge in there, I've played against this character army enough to know that if I charge in there, he can heroic with Xeris. If I kill this guy with 1 wound left, he's going to spend the CP to bring him back. So you know what? We're not going to bother doing that. We're going to take our wins here. So that was a pretty good turn, pretty effective for shooting, and we're not going to charge anywhere. So we scored 2 for bring it down, so 4 points. We had 2 kills for bring it down, 4 points there. Defense Stronghold is pending. Let's see what DJ does.
All right, let's see if we can do this better this time. So we're on turn 2. We scored 0 on primary, but it's okay because we can score points heavily later into the game. We just need to do some damage and get rid of some of these units and score some of our secondaries. So we just moved everything forward. These guys are in range now to try to take out this Blighthauler, pick him up. Overlord came out too, so him and the Silent King, Zarek, can shoot their big heavy weapons down here to try and damage, and maybe we'll get lucky and take out this Predator. We are still on reroll 1s to hit, and we do have a +1 to hit off this guy, so at least that's going to override the -1 to hit from the Poxwalkers with them in range of, so that's good there. Oh, what else? These guys are surrounding, so we can charge in here to the Poxwalkers and beat them up in combat, and so we can shoot at them a bit. Where Typhus is, we're in a good charge distance, so we can still put shots onto them as well to try and do some damage. Then over here, it's not pretty. 2 Overlords and a Scorpic Lord. Let's see how they travel together well. He's up to 6 wounds now, so we're going to charge in and try and beat them up. And then they got spears too, so we'll probably try and see if we can't take out this dude. A little less likely since we're on -1 to hit, but we'll hit him with those tachyon arrows and see what we can make happen. All right.
I am going to spend 2 CP right now. I'm going to spend 1 to give the unit in reserve Deep Strike and another 1 to Rapid Ingress.
All right.
If you shoot this, you shut off my Defense Stronghold, so I'm bringing a 10-man in back here just to... It doesn't score me primary, but I don't want to be stuck with Defense Stronghold. And what else am I going to do with all these Poxwalkers? So rather than get stuck with Defend again, I'm going to do this.
Defend again. All right. Well, I'm going to get ready to start doing some shooting. All right. A little better in the shooting phase. Remove some threats to the king, so that's really nice. So Lane actually misspoke. He can't use the strat to deep strike them. It can only be done in the movement phase.
Yeah.
So after some deliberation, instead, he put the unit back here. So he was able to use the strat to redirect damage from the Predator tank to it. And it did work for the king. The king shot at him, and because of that strat, it soaked up the rocks at his staff, keeping the Predator fresh. And then when we went over to the
Tachyon arrows.
The Tachyon arrows. This Tachyon arrow and this one over here, those ones did their work today, so they both were able to hit and get through and do decent damage, good damage to take them out. And then he shot his artillery over here just to kind of soften up the squad before we charge into it. We did shoot one Tachyon arrow into this guy, dropping him down to 4, and we put... Oh, what did we hit? Oh, we hit him with the Plasmancers. It was the mortal wounds that did the damage. All the shooting completely whiffed. Little fun note that I realized afterwards is the enhancement I put on this guy does not affect characters. So that's going to be going away.
The +1 to hit did not work.
Yeah, no. So hopefully data sheets, maybe I get it some point cuts and I can get another character in there for that. But yeah, that's going to be going away. So other than that, there wasn't really any other damage in the shooting. We shot Scorpack Lords and they just kind of bounced off their targets. And now it's time to charge and see what we can do in the fight phase. So we've still yet to score any points for Call the Horde or Assassinate yet. But we did pick up that Blood Hauler. We charged in and got the big damage on him on the charge. And no other Scorpack Lord did any charge damage. Good job, guys. So then we fought. We almost picked up this squad. There's only 2 guys left. There was only
one, but they actually Typhus.
He went down and stood back up. He got knocked down, but he got up again. And then I think that's the name of this army now. So and then over here he only took 1 damage, so he was able to slow these Poxwalker heroic intervention that came from the walls. And then, yeah, we're still hanging out. We're still hanging out on this objective. We're able to take this from lane, so at least we'll use those points. Over here, though, not so much. We only have 4 OC here. We did beat up these Poxwalkers pretty good, so I think they're going to have to take a battle shock, maybe. We'll have to see. And maybe that'll help me out there, but this bro is still toe touching on there, so that's going to give us OC. So we did damage. We didn't clear the squad. The sweep, we did 3... Lane actually triple feel no pain me on 2 models with the overlords on the left. That was crazy.
We made the feel no pains on 2 of the 3 damage attacks.
It was crazy. So yeah, we still are staying off the scoreboard for now, but you know, with kill secondaries, we can catch those up later. So all right, let's kick it over to the DeathGuard.
All right, so because DJ did successfully pick up my Predator, I am stuck with Defense Stronghold. I also pulled Marked for Death. He's got so many things he can just hide from me that I spent my CP for the turn to get rid of that. So I got Containment. These Poxwalkers are within 9 inches of table edge, so they are containing over here. This Lord of Virulence is going to contain for me over here. I did advance this Lord of Virulence over so that he won't be able to shoot his Flamer, but he's on the objective, and then the Bloat Drone was able to float over there. Other than that, we're just going to try and kill some of these characters. Maybe kill this character or do some damage and things, see how that goes. We just want to try and knock back DJ's ability to control objectives primaries at this point. Here we go. So we did shoot this guy with a blow drone, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Shot him with a blow drone. He died. He died for realsies. Because that was the second time he died. And then Typhus did use magic and got exactly 4 wounds to finish off the other Scorpack Lord. DJ opted not to bring him back. Over here, we did shoot. Kind of sad because we got him down to 1 and him down to 2. We finished him off in shooting, and DJ spent the CP to bring him back.
This one.
Yeah, that one. So we're kind of
Well, I didn't spend the CP. I zeroed the CP, but I used the Shroud.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd kill 2 of those guys, and he can bring 1 back. It's going to be kind of a pain in the butt. So we're going to charge in here, just trying to dominate the objective for primaries. And yeah, that's it. Wild bit of combat here. So took this was it Scorpack Lord?
Yeah, Scorpack Lord.
Okay.
He took 2 damage.
He took a little bit of damage from the Poxwalkers. He did no damage in return. He went with his 8 sweeps. Failed. I only did 2 wounds, and I made both a 5-up feel no pain. So I only actually lost 1 Poxwalker here. This guy did die, and DJ spent the CP to come back. So these 2 lords have resurrected. So they have come back. And that's really all that really happened over there in the combat phase. Over here, Xeris swung at these guys. What?
I think he picked up a couple. I think
like 3.
Yeah, I guess he did actually hit, and with Zarek nearby, with Zarek there giving the reroll once a hit and wound, he actually did do some damage.
Yeah,
I think he picked up 3 or 4.
Yeah, and then that's it. Typhus chose not to charge, just to be kind of a pain here. So we did contain in 2 areas for 6. Defend Stronghold is pending. Let's see what DJ does in his turn.
Okay, let's do some damage. So, I move this guy up. I wanted to move him up just right behind there. But he was a hero at the beginning of the phase, beginning of the command phase. He used his ability and battle shocked this big brick of Poxwalkers. So they are OC0, which meant that when the Silent King over here and Xeris, we took this objective. So yay, we're on the board with primary. Then we move these guys up. They're going to put a lot of heat into this little squad here, hopefully finish them off. Zarek flew over because he's flying. Moved over, and he is going to put some heat over here and try to remove some stuff in this side. Now, this objective mark is about to go away, so this doesn't matter too much. But what we really want to do is just clear out some of these Poxwalkers to score points on them. There is 2 characters over here, which might be nice to try and get rid of. Actually, 3 characters. We got this dude right here. So that might be relevant to trying to get rid of them. We did pick up our Hex Mark and brought another one back, brought the other one in, which are in range to shoot at these guys and just try and pepper some damage in there. And then we got some, these two, this Overlord and the Scorpec Lord went back to full health. So hopefully they can fight off some of these Poxwalkers that they're in combat with. But first things first, we got some shooting to do. All right, we're starting to move the scoreboard, starting to get some points. So we shot with these guys and then used their mortal wounds to finish off Typhus. So we got Call the Horde and an assassination. And then the Silent King shot down here, failed to do damage to the bloat drone, but did pick up this bro and then shot at the squad that was here, leaving just one guy left. I think that's where the Overlord's going to go. He's going to charge into there. And then I think that was it for shooting. I don't think it really did. Oh, these guys also shot to do a little bit of damage, but they were only able to pick up like 1 or 2. The field Lane stuck some feel no pains in there. We really didn't do much damage. So now all that's left is to do some charges. And we're going to charge this Overlord, try and get in over there to finish off that last Poxwalker. And charge the King back over here to clear out these Poxwalkers to score some more points. All right. It's so funny at the camera angle looking the King just towering over these little Poxwalkers. Love it. All right, let's charge. All right, so we're starting to actually destroy some things. So we charge back in with the King over here. King and all these guys combined, cleaned up all but one little Poxwalker. Lane pulled, so Xeris wasn't able to fight since he didn't charge, but we got one little Poxwalker left over there. Then over here, we did charge and finish off that one little Poxwalker, so we got another Call the Horde, so it's going to be 10 points on that. And then just started smacking these guys. We did get hurt. Our Scorpec Lord got hurt. He stubbed his toe, so he's at 6 wounds now, for 4 now. And then we tried to precision. We almost took him down. He made one of the saves, sadly, so he's got 1 wound left. So we did pick, we got these guys down, so they're going to have to take a battle shock. Hopefully that'll help to reduce Lane's primary, but we needed that character go down, so I'd really feel comfortable with it. So that didn't happen. That's going to be it. So we got 1 character down and 2 Call the Hordes. We just need to take out 2 more units. Yeah, that one little dude.
No way, he's going to run away.
And then these guys.
All right, we're going to see if this guy passes his battle shock. Ready?
Oh, we want to see it? All right.
Oh, he's so brave. He's leadership 8.
Barely. Yep. All right. So it's going to be Lane's turn. Let's see how he answers back.
For my turn 4, we have no prisoners and cleanse. So while it'd be nice for my Lords of Virulence to give me rerolls to hit, I'm not going to do that because we're going to hide and hopefully not die and give DJ assassinate points. So I move these Mephitic Blight Haulers up so they can shoot some of these guys. Luckily, what are these called?
Plasmancers.
Plasmancers, yeah, they don't have invulns, so the Melta should rip right through if I get a hit. This Lord of Virulence also ran away. These guys fell back and got overwatched by one of the hex marks, and then we're just going to try to do some. We just need to kill a couple things.
And the battle shock. Then you lost 3 on the desperate escape, so we got 4 out of there.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's all the business here as far as moving. We're going to do a little bit of shooting and see how it goes. So shooting went really well. Those Plasmancers don't have invulns, so one Mephitic Blade Hauler picked up 1, the other one picked up another one, and then the Bloat Drone picked up the 3rd one. And then you resurrected the third one?
Yeah, then I spent a command point and picked one back up.
Yeah, so boom, 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 knocked them down, and then finished off this one in shooting.
The Overlord that was here.
Yeah, he got shot by both blow drones to finish him off. And that's it. Charged in here just to tie these guys up, but didn't, no significant damage. This guy took 3 wounds from him, just chipped a few wounds off. So that's it. That's it for my turn. On to DJ.
All right, so we got one more Call to Horde that we need to do and then try and pick off some characters. So Lane's running with characters, so we got to kind of chase them. We move these hex marks here. They're going to get into a firefight with him. It's not a good outcome, but maybe we'll get lucky and he'll fail some saves. We do have some AP too. Then we are stuck in combat over here, but they're at full health. Hey. Silent King moved up right to the tip of this objective. We got 8 on primary for this turn because of it. And then he's probably going to shoot the big rocks down at this guy, try and just get him to stop shooting at me if I can take him out. And then we're going to, with the King, probably put everything else into these guys to get rid of them because that will be my last Horde kill. And then we'll also be able to pick up the character in there for a assassination point. We ran Xeris over here. The reason why is I don't want these guys to get brave and move up to take the center objective from me because that's mine. Mine. So that's pretty much going to be it. Oh, you know what? One thing I do want to do, he's going to move up 6 inches. We're going to scoot him up there because I just want to zone out the center. I don't want Lane to get anywhere near this. I go second, so I should be able to score that on the 15 pretty easily, but I want to be able to do things and try and get some assassination points if able to in the last turn. All right, let's do some shooting and fighting. So panning across the field, we didn't really do any damage over here. We did a little bit. He's down to 6 wounds. Wasn't the point. The point was just to hold these guys here so they weren't able to complete a charge and get on the center. That was the big deal there. Lane can drop a squad of Poxwalkers in to annoy me, but he's not going to get the 15 at least for the center objective, so that's a positive. It can get irritating, but I should be able to pick up 10 Poxwalkers since we've cleared a lot of other resources out of here. We did not take him down, and in some miraculous way, I finished off the Poxwalkers, and then Lane rolled 3 6s for the invuln on this guy. I just don't even want to. So he's still around, or for the save on him, not an invuln. Over here, we did punch and take out the 1 blow drone with a little bit of help from the Plasmancer, who's hanging out right over here. Where is he? There he is. He did some mortal wounds into it, and then we finish it off with the Overlord and the Scorepack Lord. So the Scorepack Lord is freed up. We were able to get 1 wound through on the Lord of Virulence, so we can hopefully get that Scorepack Lord over there. We kind of got him in a corner, so at least the Scorepack Lord could hopefully get in there and finish him off. But that's going to be it for my turn. So we did cap out Call the Horde, and we just need to try and pick up some character points to get us some points on the board.
All right, guys, this is why I hate this mission for competitive play, because on my last turn, I pulled behind enemy lines, which is fine. I got some Poxwalkers over there and secure no man's land. The only objective left in no man's land is right there. And it says no man's land, so it has to be no man's land. So that doesn't count for me securing no man's land, even though it has deployment zone. So I spent a CP to pitch that. Got to extend battle lines. Perfect. I can't. And extend battle lines also specifically says no man's land. So the fact that I hold my home field and his deployment zone doesn't count for extend. Whatever. That's a huge bummer because I didn't pull Assassinate this whole game, guys. I didn't pull Assassinate. Never got to score that. So, oh well. So we were behind enemy lines. I don't know if I mentioned this last turn. I did. In my last turn, I did deep strike these Poxwalkers.
That was for a cleanse, yeah.
To cleanse on there. So I was able to do that. So not a lot happened. We shot Plasmancer away with one of the bloat drones. We shot... What was his name?
That was a Plasma. Oh, the Psychomancer. You shot away.
Psychomancer and a Plasmancer. And then here, not a whole lot happened. Just a little bit of back and forth there. That's it. I did bring in my Poxwalkers here to bubble wrap this guy. I didn't want him to get overwatched. He just gives DJ a free shooting phase into him. So we bubble wrapped him just to try and keep him alive, to try and shut down DJ's Assassinate. So we'll see how that goes. That's it for my turn. Just scored 3 for behind enemy lines.
All right, so going to my last turn, we got a lot of work to do here. Overlord's going to hold the center for my 15 points. Xeris is staying over here, just kept those guys away. He did his part. Silent King's moving up over here. He's going to try and precision he can charge in here to precision out that character. I don't care about the unit, just care about the character. And then we need to finish this guy off. We got a hex mark here to try and take the 1 wound down. And could charge him if needed, could shoot him with the Silent King if needed. And then we move this hex mark over here, try and clear some of these Poxwalkers with him as well and his gun, his rapid fire gun, and then charge in there and see if we can take him down. All right, let's see what we can make happen. All right, so we made a push. The Silent King charged in and was able to use the precision strat to remove the character, so there was an assassination point there. The hex mark did his job and finished off the little character hanging out over here with 1 wound remaining. However, we were not able, even with the Silent King artillery, Lane rolled 3 6s again for Feel No Pains.
Oh, those are the strongest Poxwalkers ever.
That's 3 times this game that he's rolled triple 6s on 3 on 3 dice. Like, understand that. And then we charged, and we were not able to get through. You see that 1 Poxwalker still remaining. We weren't able to get through. Even so the Lord of Virulence lived. So we did get the 15 on primary. Unfortunately, it was not enough. We finished with a final score. DeathGuard, we got a 79 to a Necron 70. So rough 9-point difference there. The banners gave Lane 5 points, and then not getting that last character was another 4 there. Very, very rough for the Necrons. But still, character list is a interesting build and a surprise build, and we can talk about this more and how I feel as far as like tournaments coming up with this list and the post game. So we'll catch you guys over there. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.